Okay, so I'm going to do a toolbox tour. And this is my main stuff for working on motorcycles. I like to have everything handy. Instead of going into the toolbox, I just have it all mounted on a pegboard on one of these Harbor Freight benches which work fine, except I redid the pegboard in metal, which actually worked pretty good. And this is all stuff that I use on a daily basis. Always got to have the JIS screwdrivers, T-handles of all types. As you can see, Ducati stuff. But I keep all this stuff handy to be used all the time. And we come over to the main toolbox, and we have, that's all my Milwaukee stuff at the top. I have ratchets, everything. I used to have all pneumatic stuff, but I got rid of that, gave it to my son, and now I'm using all electrics. And my screwdrivers. I'm a bit of a freak on organizing. There's a plier drawer. And another plier drawer. I'm using this gimbal for the first time. A little bit of a learning curve, but here's a miscellaneous drawer, I call it. Here's the zip tie drawer. Jam-packed. More Allen wrenches. This is stuff that I don't use on a daily basis, only when I'm working on cars. I do a lot of automotive work. Probably more than motorcycle. And this is the socket drawer. I've been collecting tools since I was probably 10 years old. Some of the stuff's still around. And here's ratchets. All different kinds. I don't keep the torque wrenches here. I'll show you those in a bit. There's the cotter pins and O-ring assortment. This box is jam-packed, let me tell you. Here's the wrenches. Keep all those handy. And here's a bunch of puller tools. Try to keep those handy. A few Ducati stuff in here. I drive a Subaru, so rear Subaru main press seal is nice to have. They're a large seal, it can be hard to get in. Here's more miscellaneous stuff. Chisels, gasket scrapers. Here's fork tools, C-clamps, hook wrenches, stuff like that. Seal drivers. And here's the hammer drawer. What do we got here? Oh, this is all the popped rivets. I used to do a lot of kayak fishing, so I was rigging kayaks. And here's the cutting drawer, and plus I have chain tools. But this is mostly cut off stuff. My big air hammer, which I don't use all that much anymore since I'm not working on heavy equipment. More stuff at the bottom here, a lot of miscellaneous. And here's another drawer, and we have leak down tester and a bunch of different stuff. Pullers, all my crankcase splitters are in here. And I still have a compressor, but mostly that just does tires now. And then we come over here, and this box I call measurements. And this one has all my tools for measuring. That's why I put the torque wrenches over here too. Like some of these I've had forever. Like I bought this one, this snap-on, like 80 something, 85 or 86. Can't really remember. And you come here, here's a kind of miscellaneous flywheel puller. We got more stuff. Dowel pin puller. This is a race, setting the races on steering. And thread repair, very important. Must have, especially this Craftsman right here. This thing's freaking awesome. I've had this forever. God, I don't even remember when I got that. And here's brake tools. And I have a wire crimper in here because there's really no other place to put it. These drawers are kind of shallow, so they don't really work all that great. And here's ball joint stuff for doing ball joints and stuff like that. And here's my electronics box where I keep a lot of my electrical stuff. And yeah, bearings, presses, and drivers. If you own a Subaru, you do a lot of bearing work. And here is another miscellaneous drawer. Serpent beam belt tool. Lots of different stuff in there. And here's more bearing driver stuff. When I was doing tree work, I used to do a lot of work on the big trucks. And here on the top of this box that's what I keep all my tire tools in, to redo tires, and I have all that. Of course, you got to have a drill press. And I got a big press, which doesn't get used all that much, but man, when you need it, you need it. Got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. But right down here, this is my electrical stuff for doing electric work. Like I've literally built wiring harnesses for motorcycles, so I still have all that. But I only have half a garage, and this other half is the landlord's side, which basically I'm doing most of the work around the house. But you know, this is it. Here's the bikes. Yeah, I'm a freak. I keep them covered even in the garage. This old garage, it tends to drop dirt and stuff. Like, especially in the summer, you can get tar falling from the roof job they did. But other than that, I mostly work off of the pegboard to keep the bikes running good and straight. And since I don't do a lot of SAE work, as in old American cars, all my SAE stuff just kind of sits underneath. Like, I just don't use it anymore. It's been a while since I stopped doing tree work. I'm not working on old trucks anymore. But basically I got a lot jammed into this little area. Even though I have a compressor, I keep a little Milwaukee tire inflator going. But everything's where I need it. I suggest if you get one of these Harbor Freight benches, they do work pretty good. I mean, I have a ton of stuff underneath. All my hardware's under there. Just basically a lot of different things. My ultrasonic cleaner. Gotta have one of those if you're rebuilding carburetors, trust me. But in this drawer is all your miscellaneous stuff. Keep all this stuff handy. Thread lockers, all that. And over here is more miscellaneous, but it's kind of the stuff I use on a daily basis. These are good to have. These keep your bolts from flying around. Other than that, that's about it. Have a good day.